Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Space Invaders TV. I know it's been a minute. Um, Happy holidays to all of you guys. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday if you celebrated. Um, if you're new to the channel here, welcome. This is Space Invaders TV, where we talk about local, national, and world news and events and issues. Today I just want to jump in. It's November the 27th, 2023, and I want to give a big major shout out to the nutrition aides of Guilford County Public Schools, aka the cafeteria workers. They stood on business, and it's bad that the students had to have to suffer when adults have to make decisions such as what the school nutrition aides had to make, which is walking out. They feed the students, they feed our kids, or if you have older kids that are no longer in the public school system, they're grown, they're out the house, or whatever the case may be, they may have served your child and maybe even served you if they've been working that long. So why can't, if they're taking care of others, making sure other people's children are fed, why can't we make sure their household is fed? This goes on, and this is what I mean about the public school system in Guilford County. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, public school system in the state of North Carolina. Okay? Why any teacher, faculty member, staff member, whatever, why should any of them have to complain about money, about their wages? Why isn't this stuff? Why aren't they not staying on top of this stuff? What amazes me, at the height of COVID, you had the high officials, commissioners, governor, state employees got handsome raises. Look it up. If you follow me and you've been following me, you know I don't talk no. I give you facts. So during the height of COVID, when most were in the house, locked down in the house, quarantining, you had commissioners, you had the governor, you had other high state ranking officials that and county officials that got handsome raises. This is public information. This was in the papers. This was circulating around the internet on local publications and news stations here and there. You know. But we have teachers that got to protest. You got school bus drivers that got to protest. Now we have some of everybody, protesting. We had, you got the nutrition aides, aka the cafeteria workers, complaining of not getting adequate raises. This ain't nothing new under the sun. I've talked about this. If you follow my page, if you follow me, then you know I've been on this for years. And if you're new to the channel here, then I highly suggest that you go back in my archives and check out anything you need to know, especially if you're from Guilford County and you're interested in what may have and what's going on with the school system. Tap into my channel and you'll see it. This is my first time back on in a while. I haven't been on in a while. Been doing other things, but I was compelled to come talk about this evening, and I really didn't want to talk about it because it was one of them things like I told you so. I've spoken about this so much and showed you guys so much. I don't want to overstep because it's another topic I want to talk about concerning the education system real briefly. But first, let me get into this article uh, here on Fox 8, what the nutrition aides were actually complaining about. And I wouldn't even say complain. I'm not going to use that word. What their concern was, which is fair wages. Let's get into this. This was today, November the 27th, 2023. This was with Fox 8. Workers in the Piedmont Triad, largest school district, have staged a walkout in a fight for better pay. On Monday, around 200 food and nutrition service workers with the Guilford County schools protested outside of the Guilford County School Administration building in Greensboro, demanding wage increase. We've been underpaid for years. We were not included in this year's state budget, so the district offered a 2% rate to our assistants and a bonus program for our managers. That was not sufficient, Kelly Shepard, who works at Eastern Guilford High School, said. Employees tell Fox 8 the walkout is a long time coming. Sometimes we get taken advantage of being in a cafeteria. We're just the lunch people. And nobody is hearing our voice, said Ahmad Hamid, cafeteria manager at Hunter Elementary School. Right now, cafeteria assistants make roughly $15 an hour. Assistant managers can bring home between $16 and $17 an hour, and managers make around $18 an hour. Let's just stop right there. Okay? These are public school food service workers in a public school system. The biggest school system, public school system in the state of North Carolina, here, Guilford County. Why is this? Why do we have our workers in our public school system here complaining about wages? They should be taken care of. Okay, they're feeding your children, or they may have fed your children in the past. They may have fed you in the past. Why are we taking advantage of these folks? When you pull up to a restaurant on your lunch break, you expect someone to greet you at that drive-through. You expect, if you walk into a restaurant for lunch, you expect the cashier to take your order. You expect someone to cook your food, your lunch. You expect it to be done appropriately, prepared appropriately, right? So what's so different with these students? Why can't the students have that same thing and be sure? We have people that are paid to make sure that these schools are ran properly, that things are clicking on all cylinders. We have people who are in charge of making sure these schools are ran day to day in a proper manner. We have people that sit up and rally, and these people are turning a blind eye and a cheek. I say they need to get off their ass and take over their school systems, because we have a major problem. Mayday, Mayday. We have a problem. We have people that are in these counties that don't know what the hell they doing. Okay? And it's time that the state take over their school system. Because let's just be clear here. I don't want to jump over, but we just be clear here. State, it's time for you to take over. You did a lot of damage as well with the Leandro case. If you don't know about the Leandro case, look into that. I suggest you look into that, and I mean right now, and then you can understand why a whole lot of these things are like they are because this state has dropped the ball on their own public education, okay, of providing a sound and basic education to every student across this state, past to present day. And we're talking almost 100 years. So I don't care what side of town you think your school is on and you think your school is better than the next. Every student has been let down across this state for 100 years. We talking generation after generation. We talking way back. We going way back to the 1920s. Okay, so some of your grandmoms, your great grandmoms, they were under the same thing. Don't matter what your nationality was, they failed. Maybe your school was a better looking school than the other school on the west side of the city, but you still were all under the same bullshit. Check into the Leandro case. So back to the cafeteria workers. I give them or salute them for standing up and demanding higher pay, demanding that they be heard, demanding that they be seen, and I hope that they continue and don't allow them to pull a wool. I pray that those cafeteria aides do not allow the county to pull a wool over them. And then they give you a raise here, but then next year they'll throw in there, your insurance may be higher. You're going to have higher rates to pay for your health insurance. Or they're going to take more money from somewhere else out of your check. They're going to try to pull it from somewhere to make up for that money that you was so rightfully deserve and earned. And more. But what I do want to say in closing, speaking on this issue, is as of around between 5:10 p.m. November 27, 2023, they reached some agreement. The Guilford County schools reached an agreement with the nutrition aides. They are willing to pay the extra 2.3% that they so rightfully owed those workers. What's going on here? The wages supposedly raising here will be going up for managers of the school nutrition service. Managers will be a minimum of $18.60 per hour compared to a $13.75 per hour starting pay from 2021. So they were giving those school nutrition managers $13.75 per hour in 2021, and the freaking like, are you kidding me? Unreal. So now they're getting a pay hike now, $18.60. The assistants, the school nutrition assistants for Guilford County schools, they would be making $15.86 per hour. As the starting pay was $12.25 per hour in 2021. Unreal, man. Unreal, man. And you know, I just want to say this too, as we closing. This is all the reason why you have companies and states that are open to having unions because of stuff like this. This is why all of this stuff is going on here, because there's no unions. It's not no one keeping anybody honest. It's no more shaking hands doing deals like that. You can't trust people no more. We have to get things in writing. There's no more of that. This ain't those times. Because people catch amnesia real quick and forget. So everything has to be written out. Everything has to be clear. No more fine print writing at the bottom of a application or bottom of whatever type of application it is. No more fine print. It needs to be bold. You can't expect to get quality employees in no industry and don't want to pay them. In no industry. There's many people that see value in themselves even if you don't. And that's where conflict lies at when we're seeking services from folk. So once again, major shout out to those nutrition aides in Guilford County Public School for stepping up and standing on business and demanding what's theirs. You know, they put that time in. Everybody under that schoolhouse is necessary. You can't keep shorting these folks. You got to take care of the people. Guilford County has received millions and millions of dollars in federal aid for education. Why do we still have employees in the public school system saying that they're not getting paid when there was a lot of money shelled out from the federal government for education? I'm going to jump in something in closing real quick. I didn't want to touch on it. I wasn't going to touch on it, but this leads me to I have to touch on it. I want to speak on the public school system far as with the schools, the tearing down and producing new schools and everything of that nature. I've spoke about this before, but I want to tell y'all, I told y'all so. You know, they're knocking down schools. I feel like they're wearing themselves thin, and with a lot of these projects going on. And once again, if you step back and look at the situation, when it's time, they're going to drop the ball. When there's going to be another group, another wave of new board members, city board, commissioners getting ushered in soon. And all that's going to happen is the ball is going to get dropped again. I want to read something here and real briefly in closing, speaking on the school system here. GCS is playing checkers with these schools, and one of the main ways is through redistrict. If you don't know what redistrict is, in lame terms, when local and or state government widening certain areas where they feel population is growing or lean more in a certain party's favor, point blank. I want to speak on Irwin should have been rebuilt or in their own, because they've been at Alamance Elementary since 2018 after the tornado that ripped through Greensboro, Guilford County. Peeler Elementary was another one that back in October 6, 2021, a mysterious fire happened. Mind you, Peeler was a school that sat dormant as well because they were hit pretty badly in 2018 as well. Hampton Elementary, mysteriously, that was another school that was affected by the tornado in 2018. Hampton Elementary mysteriously caught fire on April the 24th, 2023. Just this year. Mind you, Peeler and Hampton Elementary were two schools that were boarded up for years after the 2018 tornado, okay? So, Irwin Montessori was one of the three schools as well damaged in the 2018 tornado that ripped through Guilford County. I know about the situation firsthand because my daughter went to that school. She went to Irwin in the first grade. And when that tornado happened, I have to give it to Guilford County Schools. I was even on the news about it. They moved swiftly to get those students into other schools, okay? But afterwards, they dragged their feet and they've been dragging their feet ever since. And now you have all these school projects going on, and I just feel like these schools, those three schools I just named off, Irwin Montessori, Peeler Elementary, and Hampton Elementary, were all schools damaged in that tornado that ripped through the city and the county in 2018. I feel like they should have been first in line to get rebuilt, but you had all these other schools getting rebuilt, and they're still sitting, waiting. These students been displaced since 2018 and still are. Check it out. This is public knowledge. This is free information. If you didn't know, I'm giving it to you. This ain't no made up. This ain't no theories, nothing. This is facts. Okay? So now, let's move forward. So those schools I just said, they said dormant. And the only thing that was wrong with Irwin, well, I ain't going to say the only thing. The one thing that was wrong with Irwin, it had a hole in the roof, I guess, in different places. And then from it sitting for weeks after the tornado, I guess mold grew inside the walls. But all I'm going to say is this is, if Alamance County had multiple schools with mold, and they supposedly got it all clean, and you mean to tell me that one school that was, if updated and money was spent on bringing that school back to life, on the outside as well as the inside, it would have been one heck of a looking school. But no, they let that school sit dormant. And I want to say late 2022, early 2023, the county bought that Irwin Montessori building that sits on East Bessemer Avenue. That school sits there. The county bought that school for, I want to say, if I may be off, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was $100 million. They bought that school. And it was they bought the old Irwin Montessori building to supposedly fix up and house the homeless. I don't think that has been done yet. You can be my guest. You can fact check me and take that ride down East Bessemer Avenue in Greensboro, North Carolina. Take that ride and check Irwin Montessori out. You know what else is amazing is there was a church and a house that sat next door to the school that's still sitting there. They were affected too. But they cleaned up real nice. It took them about a little over a year, but those two, that house and that church, cleaned up really nice. So I say that to say this again, man. These folks are playing with the students in the education system, and they've been playing around. And it's just time for new blood to get in there and make changes. Because these people don't give two fucks about these students, man. And I'm just keeping it all the way live. If you just go back into my archives and you read the stories, I got enough for you for days. You'll get a clear understanding. But oh yeah, and in closing, I spoke on it before. I said it before. You go on my archives, you'll know, you'll see it. Mind you, there's 124 public schools in Guilford County, with many with over 50 years of neglect. So that's why instead of them wanting to fix up the buildings and bring them up to date, they just want to say the hell with it and scrap it and knock down all of the schools to build up new schools. When in fact, when the three schools that were damaged in the tornado in 2018, which was Irwin Montessori, Pillar Elementary, and Hampton Elementary, the insurance adjuster only gave them $10 million for all three of the schools, and said they could have got more, but they were so outdated. The heating units, the heating elements on top of the roof of the school or whatever was so outdated. Roofs were so outdated, needed work past due, that it just didn't make sense. Like, so they said, look, this is the best we can cut you the check for. And that's what they did, and still to this day, we don't know what happened with that money. What did they do? Because at least if we were going to build some new schools, you could have got one of those schools built. Back then, it could have been finished. Or you could have had a damn sure good head start. But folks, that's one time I just wanted to drop in and let you guys know I'm still here. I'm still around. I'm doing other things, but I'm hearing, I see, and I'm not surprised and shocked at anything that is going on with the public school system here in Guilford County, North Carolina. You may be shocked if you haven't been up to date on this stuff and up to speed on it. But I'm here to bring you up to speed. Just go tap into my archives and tell a friend to tell a friend. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is Space Invaders TV. I'm your guy, Rashawn, and I'm out.